Do you know who the best players in the Bundesliga are? I don't either. So, in this video we're going to find out who the team of the season is, chosen by Tifo. Because what we've got, if you can see on screen right now, are two teams facing each other. One team is decided by Alex Stewart. Alex's team is on the left. Can you tell me anything about some of these players, please?
Yeah, I would say Maram, breakout season at left back, 5th highest assist in the Bundesliga. Lewandowski, obviously, still an incredible goal machine. And Cuckoo as well, I think, has had a breakthrough season and confirmed himself as one of the world's most exciting attacking talents. He's
also made it into Seb Stafford-Bloor's team, but Seb lives in Germany and can't be on camera right now. So I'm going to pretend I know what I'm talking about with his players. And as you can see, some excellent players in there. Nkunku, Patrick Schick, he's the one who scored from the halfway line against Scotland. And Mukiele at right back, an interesting choice. Plays for RB Leipzig, very decent, can play as a sort of right winger or a right wing back or a right back, which is why he's there. But what we're going to do in this video is combine these two teams to form one team of the season. So it is still like all those other team of the season videos that you've seen, but we're going to be helped with extra data provided to us by Maram Albaharna.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi to me as well. That's good. Right. So let's go and have a look at what we've got. We've got some players that are definitely going to make it into this team. We've been through all data from like Wisecout, FB Ref, who scored. Maram's got a heap of stuff we're going to look at as well. Let's look at the team, the players we've definitely got in first. Right, there we go. So, like Alex is saying, Lewandowski has to go in because he scored some stupid amount of goals. In fact, I've got a number of goals. He scored 34 goals, which is 36% of Bayern Munich's total. So he has to go in. Seb didn't put him in his team.
Seb's being contrary.
Yeah. But we can look at the back. So the goalkeeper, this is difficult, right? So we're not sure. So Seb has in his team a player called Stefan Ortega, and Stefan Ortega plays for Arminia Bielefeld. Doing well, yeah. Now, there's a few different ways of measuring the best player. So Seb's done it by using his eyes, which is a good way to do it. But I went through Wisecout and who scored and things like that, look at their ratings and various different metrics you can compare them on. And Wisecout has a thing when you're scouting players that shows you in their index what they rate as part of an algorithm, who's the best one. Now they say Manuel Neuer is the best goalkeeper this season, but second best is Stefan Ortega. So he could probably go in, Alex, but you have a rival.
Yeah, I have Manuel Reimann, who is at Bochum, and the reason that I've picked him is, well, it's twofold. Firstly, the most fundamental job of a goalkeeper is to prevent goals, and nobody has prevented more goals based on the quality of the shots they've faced this season than Reimann. He's basically saved Bochum 10.7 goals according to FB Ref, which is more than anybody else. The other thing I really like about him is he is a very unflashy goalkeeper. There's no jitteriness, he's very solid, he's very stable in his position, he keeps very low, he doesn't overcommit in one-on-ones. He's just a really kind of classic orthodox goalkeeper. And it's obviously working for him, so that's why I'd pick him.
I don't know enough about any of them. So, I mean, Neuer
Ortega's
really less
good.
to do, right? So his numbers might not look as good as...
Right, and obviously I'm assuming that the Wisecout index also takes into account things like progressive passing, which Ortega is really, really strong on for as well. He's, Ortega's kicking is excellent. So yeah, there's going to be other contributions there. I think if you look at goalkeeping fundamentals, Reimann is excellent. If you look at probably the best all-round goalkeeper, because it's worth noting that Ortega is second in terms of what we call post-shot expected goals plus or minus. So he's saved them 6 goals over and above the quality of the shots that he's faced. So he's probably a good choice. Go on.
Could you add another goalkeeper, please, Maram, to this?
Yes, I can.
There we go. Thank you.
Oh, this is exciting.
So
this team's definitely going to win now if it's got 2 goalkeepers.
2 goalkeepers is going to stop more shots, is my theory. Maybe no one will notice. We'll add the names to them later. So we're going to put Manuel Reimann and Stefan Ortega as the goalkeepers.
Good shout.
Can you tell me about this boy Raum quickly? Who's this guy?
He is a left wing back, plays at Hoffenheim. He has got 11 assists so far this season, which is really, really good.
Is that him messaging you now?
That was him messaging me there, yeah. He's 24. Obviously, so it's worth mentioning Philipp Kostick at Eintracht Frankfurt, who has probably been the best left wing back in the Bundesliga for the last like 4, 5, 6 seasons.
Yeah, but he's not in there.
He's not in there. And the reason that he's not in there, despite having been really good, again, is that this is Raum's breakout season. Like, he's not really done very much before this point. Right. He's basically carried Hoffenheim in terms of attacking threat, in terms of getting the ball into the box regularly, whether that's through passing or crossing. Almost nobody has done it as well in the Bundesliga this season as Raum. And that's playing for a Hoffenheim team that is otherwise not that amazing. So
FBref is pretty nuts. He's like 99th percentile for shot creating actions, all these sorts of things. So a very attacking wing back we've got basically.
Very. He's the league leader for passes and crosses into the penalty area, joint 5th for assists. No, that's 5th now. Now,
Alex, you've put Jeremy Frimpong at right back, but I remember watching him at Celtic and he's not getting in the team. So what I am going to say is that Nordi Mukiele of Leipzig, that we were talking about earlier, he goes in. He's going to go in the team. We've not put him in there, but just so you know, he's going in.
It's an interesting one. I mean, I like Mukiele a lot.
Riedel never good, but I know about him. He's good.
Riedel, yeah, Wolfsburg, he's decent. I think right back is one of those areas in the Bundesliga where there isn't really an outstanding player. There's a lot of people who, like Frimpong, who's got 6 assists, 1 goal. That's pretty good, but there aren't players that you would look at as being in the genuinely world-class bracket at right back, unless you play Joshua Kimmich there, but we're not. We're playing him in central midfield. So,
okay, well, centre back. One of them picks itself. Maram, I believe you've got some information on this lad Schlotterbeck.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so basically what I have in front of me is a piece of chart of all of his fun metrics. So we have attacking, defensive, and possession. Now, immediately, he's in the team of the season because he's very good at all of these things. But let's talk about it more specifically. So for a center back, he's actually very good in terms of creating goals, which is quite unusual. He ranks 92 in XG from shot creation, XG from ball progression, receptions, shot volume. So again, these are compared to other center backs in the league.
How's he? So he's creating loads of chances. His defensive numbers are good as well, though, right?
Yes. So he's very good at ball recoveries, disrupting opposition moves, his intensity, his impact. So he's very good at the defensive part of being a defender, but he's also very good at helping his team progress the ball and actually creating goals. I believe he scored more than 3 goals, 4 goals, something like that. For a centre back, that's pretty impressive.
Well, we'll add him in because we definitely need goals in this team. It's going somewhere weird.
If you want to see FBref, which is a resource that we use here.
I know about it, yeah.
In his attacking metrics as a centre back, he is in the 99th percentile for centre backs, for non-penalty XG, 98th for shots total, 99th for non-penalty XG and XA, and 99th for shot creating actions.
Right, so if we need to, we can put him up front.
That's insane. He's pretty much green the entire way through.
Okay.
I mean, I have never seen such a full piece of chart in the attacking.
No, I was thinking we did a thing the other day on De Ligt at Juventus. Obviously a fantastic defender. And his piece of chart is nowhere near that good.
Yikes.
And he's Schlotterbeck's moving to Borussia Dortmund for next season.
Yeah. Very exciting.
That's good for them.
Well, we have another centre-back slot to pick. So, Alex, you went for Evan Ndicka at Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yes, I did.
He's not getting in because it's rivaled with Seb's, but...
Sure. I mean, he's all green on the FBref charts as well. I think there's a couple of things that I like about him. He's a really good all-round defender. So he does his defensive basics very well, but he also carries a threat by moving the ball forwards, both through his passing and his carrying. Mm-hmm. He's a left-sided centre-back. He's played in a 3 and 4, so he's a kind of capable, versatile, all-round defender. And he has had a really, really good season for Frankfurt.
So Seb put Lucas Hernandez. We've got to decide between is either your Ndicka or Hernandez. Or Maram, do you have someone else?
Yes, may I offer Jonathan Tah? So
you may.
Yes, I may? Okay, cool. So basically, he's not a typical defender, so to speak. So if we look at his weighted duel ratings, so he does well in some sort of things, like he's very good aerially. So scores very well in terms of open play headers, set play headers. Not so great in terms of the dribbling and the tackling. But what he's really good at is retaining the ball, linking up play, carrying. So if you're looking for a center back that's responsible for moving the ball forwards, progressing his team, very good. Also ranks great in XG from shot creation and receptions of the opposition box. So very involved with his team moving forward. So
he's also positionally flexible. He can play either side as the fullback, as far as I recall, from picking him in
Football Manager.
wow.
So what we need to do is choose the final player. I like what you've got there, Maram. But Seb's not here. He needs to get some of his players in. So for that reason, Hernandez of Bayern Munich makes it into our team.
Congratulations.
Does that make you feel good, Alex? Yes.
No.
So we have midfield now. So we have Joshua Kimmich makes it in. A little quick stat for you on Kimmich. Not only, he's not a stat, he's amazing, but he's played 27 games and 10 assists he's largely a 6, right? A defensive player.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous. He's one of the best players I've ever seen play for Bayern Munich, I would say. So he makes it in easily. A guy I don't know much about, Nicholas Hoffler.
Yes. Well, yeah, there's a couple of reasons for picking Höfler. Freiburg under Christian Streich have overperformed once more. Like they're a team that punches above their weight in terms of their finances and so on. They're a fun and exciting team to watch. Höfler is kind of the glue of that side. So as a defensive midfielder who is very tidy in possession, but is capable of the odd exciting long-range pass, somebody who's defensively very assiduous. But he's also been at Freiburg for 9 seasons. He was relegated with them, came back up into the Bundesliga with them. And he's exactly the kind of player who tends not to get heralded for all of the hard work that they do when other players around them shine. And so I think, yeah, he deserves it.
So the next group of players we have is the forward line. Now,
this is where everyone starts to care, isn't it?
yeah, I might start making things weird now. If you go back to that first board, Maram. So what I can say is that, Alex, you picked some very good players here that I know. Florian Wirtz, phenomenal player. Seb didn't put him in. Christopher Nkunku got on both of your teams.
Yeah.
But he'll be...
Wirtz has been out since March, I think. But still, prior to that, 7 goals, 10 assists.
Was he a 10?
Yeah, he's a 10. He can also play a little bit further out on the right-hand side. But, you know, he's the next big breakthrough talent in German football, probably.
So you put Thomas Müller in. Now,
yeah.
I bet this is because the assists jump out the page. He's got 17 assists. We're filming this before the end of the season, by the way.
Yeah.
But an expected assist of 10.5. So
yeah.
Huge overperformance, which I assume is largely down to Lewandowski being
an incredibly clinical
goal
finisher.
rod.
Yes. I also just think Thomas Müller is like crazy good. I think he's one of these players that's really difficult to understand unless you watch him regularly. Mm-hmm. He does strange things that footballers in that position tend not to do. He's incredibly versatile, flexible, ridiculously hardworking, superb at pressing. And still, despite everything that he's achieved, when people have conversations about the best sort of 5-10 footballers in the world, Thomas Müller's name is never amongst them, despite that high-level consistency. It's kind of weird to me that he's as underappreciated as he is.
Seb picked Moussa Diaby, who I know plays for Bayer Leverkusen. A guy called Vincenzo Griffo, who I hadn't heard of before this. And you said that he's good.
Yeah, he scored an amazing free kick against Wolfsburg, which was all over football Twitter.
No, that'll do enough for me.
And he's Freiburg as well. Yeah,
he's not getting in, basically.
No, he wouldn't.
Now, I think what we should have here to decide in this, but we know Lewandowski's there. There's a couple of players that I assume are going to make it into this combined team. I would like to know what the actual data says, Maram, if you have any secret strikers or forwards or wingers.
Of course I do.
Let's see what you've got.
Of course I do. So here's a scatter. So basically I have non-penalty goals per 90 and non-penalty XG per 90. We're basically looking at who's scoring above expectation or below expectation. Now we're going to...
Patrick Schick is way over expectation, right?
Yes, we're just focusing on the fun people. So Patrick Schick, Erling Haaland, Nkunku, Awoni. Yeah, did I do it right this time?
Union Berlin, yeah, absolutely.
Sure, okay. So all of these players are very good at finishing, basically. They get into very good positions, generate some very good XG, and are very good contenders for your team of the season.
That's right, so we have Lewandowski already. Patrick Schick's definitely going in because that's enormous. So that could just be a great season. It might balance out in the end, but that means he has to go in because of the season, so that's 2 strikers. Erling Haaland's been injured for a lot, but I know that in Holland, he's got 16.6 expected goals and has scored 21. So
wow.
He's well over it. Absolute machine. That's 25% of Dortmund's goals. Schick, however, 17.7 expected goals, has scored 22, which is 31% of Leverkusen's goals. So I think all three have to go in. We're putting all three in.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, is there more?
Yes, there's more.
Okay.
I mean, look at his shot map.
Yes, you see?
But isn't that where strikers are meant to go? This is where they're meant to be.
No, he's scoring 12 non-penalty goals in a Union Berlin side. That deserves some appreciation. And if you look at the scatter, he's actually still in that bracket of scoring above expectation. And a Union Berlin,
But also,
he's right there.
he's not massively above it, which...
I mean, consistency.
That's what I like to see. If you're looking at a striker, you don't necessarily, like, you can appreciate, with Schick, for example, there's this wild overperformance. But actually, the closer to that central line you are, the more likely that is to be a repeatable skill set.
Exactly.
Rather than something which is a one-off amazingness. So yeah, Awoniyi, really, really good player.
I'll have it. Any more?
No, that's it for me. That's all I have.
All right, cool. So I'm in charge. So let's go to find out what our final combined team is. So as you will of course recall, we decided that we're going to have two goalkeepers, Ryman and Ortega. That's going to help. That's going to help.
That's going to help a lot.
Then we've definitely got, well, Hernandez was one of the contentious ones, but he goes in. Could have been Jonathan Tah, or I like, I've forgotten his name, Vardiol. I really like that guy. Schlotterbeck has to go in because he's had a great season. Mukiele at right back. Raum on the left. Now they are very attacking, so they can push up left and right to provide the width. There we go. Which means that when Holland, Lewandowski and Schick get in the middle with Nkunku supporting as a striker, this is going to work.
What sort of contraption are you building?
I'm building the team. Let's put Lewandowski closer to goal. Let's get them further up the pitch.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll put them all, they're going to get in each other's way, but I think with good combination movement.
Does this work for you?
So Lucas Hernandez can play as a left back.
Right, so Hernandez goes left because he's left back. So now we move, Kimmich should be slightly
drop him off to the right. Herfler actually tends
How
to...
right are we going?
A little bit further back.
More in, I think.
Yeah, Herfler tends to play on the left side of the double pivot, so you can move Herfler up a little bit. There we go. Look at that structure. Beautiful.
That's going to be very hard to
defend against.
Yes.
It's going to be really easy to counter-attack, though.
We really trust...
We've got
two goalkeepers.
One of whom's a really good sweeper keeper. So yeah, no issues. And if they get past Ortega, who's overcommitted forwards, then Ryman's going to be really solid behind him.
To be serious for one moment.
No.
We're missing Serge Gnabry.
Yeah.
Should he not have been in? Should not the whole Bayern Munich team have been in there?
There's lots of players who are quite good.
You've what?
You've
put him in, yeah. Yeah, put him in, yeah.
But this is the problem where you have a team that is so dominant in a league where by default all of their players end up, particularly the attacking ones, looking amazing. And so it's more fun to kind of balance out and recognise the fact that other players have done well, which is why we've picked Haaland, obviously, just to go for that niche, the one that no one's heard of. Well,
there we go. Gnabry's added in now as well, so that's another player for us. We've now got 13 players, and I think they're the best ones. So I think we should just round it off there. That's the team of the season for the Bundesliga. Thanks to Seb Stafford-Bloor for choosing his team. Mm-hmm. And we picked some of it. Thank you for your players.
Auf Wiedersehen. Das war echt geil.
Thank you, Maram. Do you have any German for us?
No.
No, neither do I.
I'm good.
And,
can do Arabic.
Yeah.
Shukran. That's it. It means thank you.
Oh, well, that one. And also thanks to Wisecout and Who Scored and FBref for letting us use all their data because it exists. And that's it. That's Team of the Season. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to try and do these for the other leagues. Make sure you subscribe. And if you enjoyed watching this, like the video, because when you push like, it makes a real difference to what happens to them afterwards. You see, it's very important. But have a lovely time. Enjoy next season.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic brings you the best sports journalism in the world in a personalised experience, connecting you with the stories and teams that you care about the most. There's coverage of 13 sports, plus direct access to world-class journalists through live Q&As, discussions and podcasts. Not to mention, it's all ad-free. And you can try it now for free for 30 days by clicking the link in the description.